This really shouldn't have been a controversial take. Fictional characters are objects and therefore can be objectified as much as we like. Unfortunately, some disagree with this notion.
This is a gross take.
Nope, there is nothing gross about treating fictional characters as objects. They are fictional. They are not real.
You're announcing to the internet that you're a weirdo.
Calling someone a weirdo is not an argument.
This is exactly how people justify the sexualization of women, minors, etc., regardless of them being fictional or not.
Fictional or not? Are you seriously treating real and fictional people the same way?
It definitely reflects negatively on the person if dark media is inappropriate or watched with inappropriate intent.
That's right. Watch out for those horror movie fans, right?
How is being empathetic to a character in a show or an actual person a gross take?
Because you are treating a real person and a fictional person the exact same way. You put them on the same level, and you're the one to judge who's gross. Please. We have plenty of people that can't tell the difference between fiction and reality. Here's another one. This artist had to apologize to one user for making them uncomfortable. The artist said that they only like taboo subjects like abuse in fictional situations. So just block them if you don't like it. Reasonable enough, right?
Whether you support it in real life or not is not the important thing here.
Yes, it is important. You should not support that in real life. You can do whatever you like in fiction and make whatever scenarios you like in fiction, but you shouldn't support that in real life. It's not hard to make that distinction. Unfortunately, most netizens fail this test.
The problem is you are fetishizing something that leaves people with lifelong trauma.
Yeah, and so is World War II, and yet fiction's never tired of it. Naturally, people in real life aren't either.
You are downplaying the impact it leaves on the life of anyone who suffered from it.
No, they are not. If you suffer from abuse and fiction triggers you, please read or watch something else. How many times do I have to remind people that fiction is not real life?
Porn and video games are separate things with different effects on the brain.
Actually, no, they are close. They both release dopamine and tap into your reward center. The more you consume them, the more you want them. They are both forms of escapism. They both can affect your real world if you let them. The difference is just the type of content.
It is statistically proven that porn addiction worsens both your mental state, but also drives you to seek more to generate porn.
Yeah, that also applies to video games. Guess what happens if you play one game all the time? You'll get bored, move on to other games. You try to find games that are more fun. You try to find different games that suit your needs.
Victims of child sexual abuse are more likely to consume porn, but also become offenders. Also proven statistic.
Yeah, I want sources on those because from what I've seen, it's not as clear-cut as that. The stupidity that I must deal with actually goes beyond the usual affair. Should CP be illegal? Yes. Should CP that's drawn be illegal? No, because no real children are involved during the making of that. I don't know where you get this notion that drawings are gonna feed the sexual desire of predators. These predators are more interested in real children than fictional ones. Real children like you. That's right, the person complaining about this whole thing is a minor talking about adult content. Just because you teenagers jerk off doesn't mean you should be talking about jerking off in social media, where anyone can read it. That is precisely how predators groom you. This interaction summed this whole thing up nicely. Kids are being groomed by the most obvious predators in the world, and minors made their job easier by them openly exposing themselves. To all the minors in social media, get off social media and don't come back. Not even when you're 18. There's a bright future ahead of you, and social media is not the place for it. Seriously, social media has made people delusional, especially towards any form of relationship dynamics. These came out of nowhere. This person made her boyfriend espresso every morning. Not the hardest thing to do in the world, but it is enough for him to hug her and call her wife. That is so sweet. Let's completely ruin this. This person thinks that straight men use chivalry to extract domestic labor from straight women. It sounds like someone has never experienced kindness or empathy. This person thinks that making espresso to the boyfriend is fatherless behavior. Oh, I get it. You're the fatherless one and you just project it to someone else. This person thinks women are pathetic and that the guy is taking her slave labor. Sounds like you never experienced love or doing something to someone you love. And finally, this person thinks that the guy is a bum. Again, sounds like projection of your problems. She should also stop doing wife things because a long-term live-in girlfriend is not the same thing as being someone's wife. True, but she loves her boyfriend and it sounds like you don't love yours. Sorry. At least that couple is happy with each other. The same cannot be said of this VTuber simp. Being a VTuber has a different connotation and vibe compared to being a normal face-showing content creator. But there are some similarities, like simps thinking that they have any chance to score a date with a VTuber. This simp texted this VTuber telling her that he is unfollowing because she has a boyfriend, and that's disgusting. The simp followed the VTuber under the impression that he could get closer to her. Yeah, parasocial relationships really mess people up. The answer is no. You're not getting any chances of scoring her. This delusional prick blamed the VTuber for baiting men with big boobs. Those virtual boobs they have are not real, bro. Do you seriously think they are? He then continues his delusional conquest by saying that he is 6'2", has an 8-inch rocket, and made 6 figures. I'm not sure why you're looking for VTubers from miles away that don't know you and you don't know their real face when most real girls around you find what you have attractive. Oh yeah, I forgot, because you're lying. Oh, and another VTuber got a similar text. But for real though, being a public figure like a VTuber and having your relationship publicized is not healthy, especially when you are exposed for being a cheater. Oh no, we're not talking about that. There's another cheating hoopla that is slightly less controversial. Imagine being so horny that you expose yourself in 4K to the whole world that you are willing to cheat on your significant other for some nanny. This person blatantly admitted to the whole world that if someone put a Colombian nanny at his house, eventually most men are going to make a mistake. Bro, you are horny if you think some nanny at home doing the chores and taking care of the kids is gonna make you cheat on your wife. There's a lot of projection on display from this bizarre thread of tweets. He genuinely thinks that you must be a saint or someone with no sex drive to not cheat on your wife and bang your maid. How horny do you have to be to say all this? This guy thinks that having an attractive maid or nanny is walking on eggshells, and it takes determination to keep from falling to temptation. You are one horny bastard. You said all this as if it's universal wisdom. Not everyone is as horny, disloyal, and easily tempted as you. Speaking of the urge to cheat, check this out. This is some of the wackiest happenings in the gaming community. It started off with this guy being disappointed that in the history of Final Fantasy XIV World Racing, they had 5 women apply out of hundreds of applicants. He thought that it'd be cool to see more, but he doesn't know what to do to make that happen. Well, having women to play the game is a good start. It's free. But yeah, this guy was asking for more women to play Final Fantasy XIV, but then plenty of people speak out against this user, talking about how this user pursued other users without telling them that he had a girlfriend, or he cheated on his girlfriend to them. Some people also said he slid into people's DMs, he made sexist remarks, he was flirting with women in a bar, he manipulated a situation for girls to turn on each other. Are any of these true? Honestly, I don't know, but it is very reminiscent of what happened to Joker from Persona 5 when he decided to date multiple girls at the same time. Oh boy. So far, we talk about straight couples. This time, we're gonna talk about the gays. Or are we? The internet has made people believe insane things about relationships. Take this quote extracted from Essays in Feminist Theory. This paragraph says a couple of things. Men only want women for sex, but their true love lies to other men. Men respect, adore, imitate, idolize, and honor other men. But men never treat women like that. They just want devotion, service, and sex. This author thinks that heterosexual male culture is homoerotic. Yeah, it says quite a lot about you as an author and how brain-rotted you are when you think respect, admiration, honor, and recognition are homoerotic. This person unironically believes this dumbass paragraph by citing shonen protagonists as examples. That's your boys love brain rot speaking. Yes, shonen protagonists tend to have deeper connections to other men and not to their love interests, but that's because romance is not the primary focus. You know this if you watch any shonen, but I guess you didn't. Unfortunately, for all the yaoi lovers out there, there might be one thing that hampers your enjoyment towards the content. You can never get what you want, can you? The genre of yaoi is filled with non-consensual activities, and that is precisely why it is horrible. But this is coming from someone who only picked it up a couple months ago, so take this whole thing from a tourist perspective, because it certainly is. And yes, yaoi is just as degenerate as any other 18+ content. Yes, it is drawn, but this person said, just because it is drawn doesn't mean it has zero effect on young girls who avidly consume 18+ content, which also normalizes criminal, non-consensual activities. Yeah, I think this person doesn't realize that most, if not all, 18+ content is totally made up. I get that real-life 18+ content has loads of issues within the industry, but no one's harmed with the 18+ drawings aside from your feelings. If you're gonna bash adult content for normalizing non-consensual acts, you might as well bash video games for normalizing violence. Notice how they are both crimes, and that most people that consume them aren't criminals. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a kitty for you. And also, huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your names among these legends, then check out the links down below. Just $1. And you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show stream channel. Link down below. Go subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.